Hello, everyone. Welcome to twitch.tv/help action needed. My name is Sean. I am the one that runs stuff around here. It is me and myself and my trust issues. With me, I have a wonderful cast of people, including everyone you see on screen right now. Let's go around in the overlay order and say who we are. So, Hamda, if you want to start and just tell us who you are, who your character is, and a little bit of like what they've been through, a recap of last week from your perspective.
So, hello everyone. My name is Humna. I use any and all pronouns, and I will be playing Avada, who uses she, he pronouns. And what happened last week? I mean, it was big news, but we're having a birthday party at the end of it, and it's going to be the best party that we have ever seen, not just in Wilco or Oklahoma, but in the world, I think. And also, I really hope that my ex-fiance will show up and answer my text. That's me.
Tori.
Hi, I'm Tori, she, her. I'm playing Jack Khalil, they, them, twin of Avada. And Jack is maybe in a little kind of denial over the world ending. And it was like, you know what if we just instead focus on a birthday party and everything will be just fine.
Ross.
Hey everybody, my name is Ross, pronouns are he, him. I play Mike Floriano, also pronouns he, him. He is a firefighter at the volunteer firefighter house at Wilco. And he's one of the, tries to be a pillar of the community, somebody reliable, and somebody to go to when things are rough. But he's having a rough time. A few years ago, his family passed away, wife and twin daughters. So he is trying to keep a good, strong face on the outside, but is decaying on the inside. Oh, and also the world's ending. So it's like, oh, cool.
That's nothing compared to everything.
The fact that that
else
is
you've been
not
through.
the worst thing, in that is so funny to me.
On, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Hi, my name is Ondoin, and I am playing Manon. Pronouns she, her, but mine are she, they. Manon is the daughter of, I was about to say Grant. Not actually the daughter of Grant, of Robert. I forgot his name for a second. And they have an interesting relationship, so we're excited to see kind of like where that relationship's gonna go. Are they gonna kind of like forgive each other for something that just kind of just keeps sitting there? So we'll find out.
And Grant/Robert will be with us. They're just taking a second to get here. All good. They'll join us when they can. But until then, let's go ahead and hop into it. So it's the next morning. Some of you went to bed far earlier than others. Some of you stayed up planning, stayed up talking, stayed up learning how to make tequila sundowns, drop lemons, and soda vodkas to varying degrees of success. The town had kind of, some stayed up, some left. From the audience's perspective, we saw a couple of people running out of town, having nights to themselves, away from the hustle and bustle of chaos and concern, spending nights beneath the stars. But for you all, it's the next morning. Everything's fine. The day feels warm, upsettingly warm, as not only has the sun not calmed down, the rain still has not arrived, though it is now at that forecast where they're starting to say, we might get a storm later in the week. Being residents of Oklahoma or anywhere in the Midwest, that means absolutely nothing. It could be trying to calm the tension of at least it'll cool off before it ends, or it could be meteorology being correct. There's no way of knowing. We'll find out in the future. But with the promise of rain on the horizon, you all wake up on the day that was announced to be the group trip to the Mud Dregs, an area outside of town where there's like off-roading, dirt biking, mud pits that you could play around in, just a general fun time not too far from town. It's dry. It's not the typical midsummer July throw water on it and have the mud volleyball sort of day, but it is well enough, and there is enough potable water you can all bring with it and create that mud yourself as a town. Before we get going though, Ross, when your character wakes up, there is a note taped to your front door.
Mike would, when he wakes up, he has to drink again. He usually sleeps quite late, tries to black out, and then when he wakes up, everything hurts. So he takes a little bit of whiskey, puts it in a cup with a bit of water, and tries to get some semblance of consciousness back into him as he heads down after cleaning himself up to maintain the ritual that he tries to keep himself sane in some ways. He passes by, goes down the stairs, passes by the front door. The front door has there's like a window piece to the front door that has multicolored flowers and pieces into it. And he can clearly see the letter taped onto the door. So he opens it and reads it. I don't know if he's capable of handling surprises at least as well as before. So unintentionally, he has a cold sweat and he's nervous, but opens the letter and reads it.
As you open it, you would see that it's from Jean, and she has included 4 little shamrocks in the note with it. And it says, "There's a reason I have never let you cut the grass. They've slowly given me comfort. I hope they do for you as well." And just has 4 little, like, perfectly plucked clovers from her untamed yard that she has put in an envelope and sealed for you.
I think Mike is the kind of guy that gives help but doesn't know how to receive it. So he just kind of lets it wash over him like a wave on rocks. And he looks around to see if Jean's there, not because he wants to thank her, but because he wants to see if he can extend help, kind of that reaction. Closes the door, and he just doesn't really know what to do with this. And he hates himself because the first thing he thinks of is that this won't bring them back. And he just pushes that thought aside and says, "That's what a cruel way to start to respond to it." It's like these 2 forces within him trying to battle for like what comes out of his mouth. But instead, he places it right by the picture of Lizzie on the mantle and starts his morning.
And would anyone else have anything atypical they do this morning from their regular routine?
I don't think so. I think Jack is sticking to the routine enough to even still pop into the hotel front desk and do some semblance of work.
Mm-hmm. Yes, checking in the 2 guests you have, one of them being Robert, the other one being some truck driver who has come through town and is here, doesn't seem to have left their room. Your boss, still not here. Unsure if you're going to see them again or if they've just kind of left town off on their own. Anything else?
I think the only unusual part of Avada's morning is that she is eyes open, hand immediately to the phone, and is checking again, like she's been doing periodically since the night before. Do I have a text?
Can I get a brain check from you?
Let me see. What are my brains? I have 2 brains.
Yes, you'll roll 2d6
First
to
roll,
tell me both
first roll.
numbers.
I got a 4 and a 5.
2 successes, nice. In that crusting eye sleepiness as you peel away, you check your phone and there's no new message, but you do see that speech bubble is coming up and down as though the person on the other end is trying, or not trying, but considering a response. You have been checking quite frequently, and this is the first time you've seen it. You don't know if you've missed it in the box, but you do know that, and Maheen, correct, is how you say it? That
Yes.
Maheen on the other end is at least engaged and has seen your message. No response has come, but they have seen your message.
Avada's hazel eyes grow larger. The orange of the sun, I think, emphasizing, making brighter the orange in his eyes, and he cannot take his pupils away from that little speech bubble, the 3 dots that pop up that stop. And they stop for a while, and Avada is a little anxious, like, oh, is there not actually a response coming? And then they come back up, and this just, I think, keeps happening, and there is almost this cyclical trance-like state that Avada is in for a while, like she is sucked into this screen like the black hole that it is, and forgets, I think, during that morning that the world is going to end, that there is a whole community gearing up for what that means together. And I think that it takes a while because I think that a text doesn't actually come through just yet, and eventually Avada does have to tear her eyes away from the phone and remind herself that the day needs to go on. And I think it's not even something internal that does it, but rather hearing a yelling or a whooping or something from outside coming in through the window of his room, of his apartment that I think sits like above, or sorry, we live in the same house, Jack. From his room in their house, some sound from the street as people are starting to go about their day that I think pulls him out of it.
I was gonna say we can retcon this, and I haven't left for work yet. And you hear Jack go, "Avada, do you want waffles?"
Sorry, what?
Waffles, chocolate chips in them. How you
Waffles.
like it?
Yeah. Hold on. I'll be down in a sec. Just give me a bit. And Avada, I think, like hurriedly puts the phone away and gets up. Just start the day.
Robert and Manon.
Manon's probably sleeping.
While you're sleeping, you would probably hear Robert start to turn and get up because the sun's up and that's how it works. He probably would have slept alarmingly well. Like, considering everything that's going on, if one were to observe his sleeping habits during the course of the night, you would wonder why he slept well. He gets up. He doesn't really, not much of a phone guy, as previously established. He would probably just wake up and sit at the edge of the bed for a second while he waits for his brain to catch up to his body, and then stand up and start heading towards the door as if nothing was really happening. This would be his week off, so he doesn't really have much of a plan. It's mostly go downstairs, get the continental breakfast, see what Manon's up to, and then go about his day.
It would probably take some time for Manon to get up. They weren't drinking that late, and it probably wouldn't really affect her very much anyways, for reasons that her dad doesn't know about. Doesn't say much, and probably just leaves quietly after a bit to go downstairs for breakfast.
So you do have a few notifications on your phone, just people from school, but one of them from your mom, who reacted to your last message saying, "I love you and I hope you get this." No further response.
She's gonna pretend her very best that she didn't see it, almost ignoring it as if it doesn't exist. But she will respond to her friends, because they're probably all complaining that this is happening and is literally ruining their lives. We were talking about like the plans that we were supposed to have, the things we were supposed to do, the goals that we had, the people we were supposed to become, people we wanted to be, is now just all gone. So they're wondering if the next few days are even worth like following the rules almost, and kind of just like, it doesn't matter anymore, it's all just gonna end, why not just do what we want and fuck everything else. So they're probably all talking about things that they would do that they're probably still scared to do, because what if the world actually doesn't end and we actually do get in a lot of trouble?
And can I get a cool check from you to see how well you're hiding that?
Yes, and I'm actually pretty sure I have 3 cool. Let me double check to remember where I put it.
What, the clearly defined character sheets that don't exist haven't told you?
Oh.
You do a 3 column, yes. I have all of your characters pinned in case anyone needs quick access.
That's when I went to find it. Okay. Sometimes dice really do tell the story. That is 3 2s.
Cool.
Good group
I will
ones.
let you interpret that for the length you think it will impact you, but it's not a good start to the day.
Yeah.
And as much as you think you're keeping it together, probably not.
She's gonna be really short with people.
Okay. Then continental breakfasts are had, waffles with chocolate chips are made, messages are received and not received, and routines are kept until we move to the middle of the day, when group by group, everyone seems to make their way out, except for Desiree, who stays behind to look after the church, and Jean, who does not seem to be wanting to. She said she'd go out and commune with people. She didn't say she'd commit to large public gatherings. So she is staying behind. But everyone else, the Kennedy family, the Perez family, the Johnsons, well, Reverend Johnson, the O'Briens, all seem to be making their way, as well as the other families in town who are more tied to each of you, but not so much of a staple. Who thinks they get there first?
I think Avado.
Oh, I was going to say, I think the fire department's there first, just like to get everything set up. I was actually thinking about the fire department and how they seem to be kind of a central pillar of authority alongside the mayor. So I wonder if they're also like deputized and the local doctors, kind of the all-in-one.
Yes. Would definitely
house.
be the resource to get to resources.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like,
And-
I think the folks are trained on how to provide medical care and whatnot, and then they can hold people until authorities arrive and whatnot. So they're there just making sure that the flats are essentially safe. They bring out the fire truck and start like hosing down the flats. And Mike is there with I think he's on like the first aid side of things. So setting up a little tent and sitting down and getting it all kind of sorted. I think maybe a habit or a tradition is that there's a bunch of disposable cameras that they give out for free. So like that's how we keep track of these events. So he has like a basket of disposable cameras ready to go for folks to kind of grab.
That's so cute.
And that's he's sitting there. In his pocket, he actually has one of the clovers, but he's put it into like essentially a dime bag, like so a little Ziploc that's in his pocket just to keep it nice and safe. But he keeps coming back to it, and he keeps struggling with that initial premise of this morning of like, what's the point? While then also having to project this need to be a resource and a pillar.
Can I get a cool check from you as well then?
Yeah. So Mike's cool is a 2.
Okay.
So 2d6 here. He's not holding it together well. So that's a 1 and a 2. So basically 0.
Yeah. Yeah. Real bad.
Yeah. I think he forgot to not to get the alcohol smell off of him. So that's kind of what people are noticing.
Okay. Okay. Then, Avara, I think you arrive first of the citizens, not the
Yes.
employees.
Yes, and Avada arrives wearing like a graphic tee, the plaid button down over his, like over the shirt is rolled up to the sleeves, and he arrives carrying this like giant jug of water, that has clearly been taken from the lantern from the bar, and kind of it's like blocking her face, and she's walking towards and just kind of yells out, so where should I put this?
Hey, Vara, here, let me help you with that. And Mike, you just uses one arm, and you feel like the weight just completely lift off.
Oh, holy shit. I mean, you work out very. And there's like a pause as I think about it, like catches the very strong scent coming off of you. I mean, one that obviously she's very familiar with.
Yeah.
And there's a slight like pause, like a skip in her speech, but then she kind of picks it back up, not drawing attention to it just yet in this context, and just says, "You must work out a lot for that to be that easy."
Yeah, there's a gotta be ready, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Do you need more of those, or like I could grab you some water if you want as well? I mean, working in the heat and all.
Yeah, no, the tent should be fine. Let's just make sure community has what they need. If you have another one, that'd be great. But I think this should be good. And he just like lugs it over one shoulder and starts kind of huffing it over to the tent.
Yeah, before Mike like turns around,
Yeah. Oh, right. I must have left the cologne somewhere else.
No, it's cool. I just, do you
Cool.
want some water? Like genuinely, I can grab you some and.
I'm not sure if there's enough time. I'll be okay. Yeah.
You sure?
If you grab one, cool. But don't worry too much. I'll try and figure something out. Thanks. And Mike kind of like tries to like run away, not like literally run away, but he's trying to
Yeah.
exit the situation.
Before Havana finally allows you to
Yeah,
do that,
yeah.
he just says, "Hey man, look, like no judgment, you know, the news is a lot, and if you ever need someone to talk to, I mean, it's like kind of sort of my job to listen to people talk, so."
Yeah. Do you mean the recent news or the news? And he kind of just like he gets glassy-eyed for a second and he says, cool. Thanks. I appreciate it. You know, you and Jack haven't come over for dinner in a while. Whenever, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that they would love to. I'll let them know, and then
Cool.
maybe we can figure something out.
Yeah, whenever. Maybe next week, huh? And he tries to like laugh it off.
And I think Avada does laugh, like genuinely thinking it's funny, laughs with you at that. And she takes her hand off of your shoulder and says, "Either one, by the way."
Cool. Yeah. And
I'm gonna go get you that water. And what I think like goes back and like
Yeah.
and like heads over to grab both another like big jug of water, but also to grab like a cup or something to give to Mike.
I think it's a good idea because like after you kind of perhaps look back to see, and Mike puts down the jug, and you can see him kind of wobbling a bit. So it's definitely something he needs for sure.
Who would arrive next?
I could come storming in. Sean, can you tell me what the place looks like
Yes.
so Jack can dress accordingly?
Yes. So the place in its unfestivalized state is just a very large open plain of grass. Most of it is not like the kind of growing grass that we would find the green. It's that uncomfortable like wheat grass that's just a little too high past your ankle, and as you walk through it will scratch at you. But due to just like the years everyone playing around here, there are lines that are etched in due to everyone's like trails or wherever they're going. Also, because of it being late July, today being the first day of August, it has gotten to that crest of summer where the heat has drained it. It's naturally on its way out for any sort of autumnal or winter plant to grow. So it's dying, meaning it's not too hard to trek through, but it is that uncomfortable bit where your feet can easily catch on clusters of it. So you'd probably want like a higher toed shoe or a boot just to not get stuck in it there. It also has a lot of just open areas that used to maybe have something in them. Like old conversation says that this was once like a pit stop or there were barns or something, and that would explain some like the flatter parts of the land that now are just mud squares. Those are where people like will have their mud volleyball games, or they're just like wrestling things. It's also where a lot of like the dirt bikes are stored. The town owns them. They're not owned by anyone. They were actually left here by like a couple that was touring along the highway a couple years back, and their trailer got unhitched somehow. Some people say one of the kids did it. Some people say they were forgetful tourists. Nobody in town has found the answer, and if they have not shared. But a duo set of dirt bikes have been gifted to the town, and they are stored on one of those like dry plots of land. There is a tree line on the distant edge, about probably like 200 yards away from where you all are at, that would provide shade if you wanted to. But the nearest shade would be the tents that the like fire department has set up, because it is this sort of day. They have like those draped flags that like say, hey, we're all having a good time, but you can tell are reused. They have been sun worn, as they are like the one set the town owns. They're used for everything. They are no longer the bright colors of the rainbow. They're now like opaque Easter pastels essentially, but they're still there, and they haven't been dry rotted or sun rotted from the wind. And then just a few tents. And Mike, if there's anything you would add that the fire department has brought, feel free.
Can we say that the banners, part of it is actually quite faded, where it says, instead of saying we're having a great time, it just says great time. Kind of like
Or a time.
Yeah, a
We're
time.
having a time.
The other
I
banner
had-
says a time.
That is amazing.
I had metaphorically saying that. I love that they now canonically just say a time.
A time,
Yes.
and then great time on the other one.
Yep.
Is fantastic. I think one of the other fire department folks have like orange slices and whatnot set up, and let's see what else would be there. Maybe like, are there like kids in the town, like younger children?
The youngest kids are all from the neighboring towns.
Okay,
Nobody here. The younger end of it is Manon, who I believe is 18, and then Taylor James is 16, and Greg is 17. So they're the youngest edge. The
Cool.
next wave of children would come from Gomez and Clara, but they only got married 6 months ago.
Cool. Then that makes it even better. So I think just out of habit, they lay out like slip and slides and like sprinkler toys for kids, but there are no kids to use them. So they're just kind of sprinkling autonomously.
Just like really sad.
Yeah.
I can't help but laugh.
Yeah. And can I get
Perfect.
another cool check from Mike, as the most recent people that would have used it would be your children?
Oh God.
Brutal.
I hate you.
Wow.
Wrote this meme thing.
Wow.
Just dagger on the
Okay.
heart.
The entire call like grimaced at that.
Yeah.
All four
Everyone
of
was
them,
like,
"Ugh."
yikes.
I'm gonna flip that.
I'm sorry,
dice.
my job is just to remember the world.
Yeah, done. True.
Hey, knock it off.
Yeah.
How dare you use
Um,
the knife that Ross made for you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Here it is.
Oh.
No, it's a 2 and a 2. So
Okay.
definitely a fail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike can't look there.
Okay.
He sets it up, and then he tries not to literally stomp it all into the ground as he walks away.
Okay.
Perfect time for Jack to walk in.
Yeah.
Jack comes in white overalls, a boombox over the shoulder. It's giving like 90s, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air vibes. Kind of yells out, "Don't worry, y'all, party's here." They are not on time, but they're not incredibly late. Like they just kind of squeaked by, so they're just making it before things started. They should have been here earlier to kind of help things up, but they haven't. They'll finish helping up the stuff. I think you see them kind of like saying hi to the town and the people, like giving some fist bumps, um, looking around, being like, "Oh, maybe white overalls wasn't the best when we're mudding." They have like a handkerchief that's kind of off of their overalls, tied around the head. Sees the slip and slide and was like, "That will help the outfit." Puts down the boom box, slides through on the white overalls, so it's now just splotted with mud. Um, and while doing that, I don't think Jack would, but Tori wants to know if Mike would see Jack using the slip and slide. Or
He hears it. He's like actively ignoring it, but he hears somebody slide through it, so he kind of jumps up to see if he jumps up just out of habit to look over to make sure the kids are okay, and then sees Jack there, and Mike actually stomps over. What? So I didn't check last time. Sorry, above the table. Swearing's cool, yeah. Okay, good. Okay, back in. The fuck are you doing?
slip and slide. Isn't that not what they're for?
I know it's for the kids. I mean,
Well, I think Jack's gonna get up and kind of be trying to see if like Mike's okay. Kid at heart. You want to do a run through, Mike?
No. No. You okay? This is actually a very unsafe toy, so you good?
Oh yeah, I think the mud matches nicely with these white overalls. And Jack is going to kind of step forward and gently say,
Mike will step back.
"Are you okay?"
I'm good. I just was worried somebody maybe got hurt here. So yeah. Chief said you can hook up to the speaker in the truck. I see you brought your boombox, so let me know when you need to do that.
As you two are talking, Manita's gonna follow in Jack's footsteps and do the exact same thing, but the mud is gonna fly everywhere, including probably on Mike. And she slides. She just kind of goes and looking up at Jack.
Jack is definitely hooting and hottering. Slip and slide is on.
If you could see steam rising from you would. You can see his ears are red beneath the mud that's on top of his face now. And he says, he takes a deep breath and says, "I'm glad they're still being used for fun. Please don't get hurt. I don't want to have to treat a broken leg or something today."
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Jack will put a muddy hand. We'll try to put a muddy hand on Mike's shoulder and say, "Hey, thanks for the slip and slides."
Yeah. Just be safe. He walks over back to the tent as he tries to he's now in his type A mode. He's like, if I have to help people, I have to disinfect. He's going through the the list of things he now has to do to get back to kind of a station of preparedness, and that is not helping his situation at all.
I think Robert arrives at the festival late because he was under the impression he would be driving Manon and then quickly realized she was not at the hotel when it was time to go. So one can only surmise that she is either already gone or is doing something else. And who is he to stand in her way of enjoying these last couple of days? So I think he's just like kind of like half-heartedly checking the festival to make sure she's there. Eventually hears the unmistakable joy of Jack and Manon doing probably something they shouldn't be doing for their age group in the festival. And he's just kind of like holding like two glass bottles of beer in his right hand with like another hand in his pocket until he finds someone he recognizes and actually likes to talk to. So I think he's just kind of like, all right, kid's fine. I'm gonna find Avara.
And Avada comes back, I think sometime as you're arriving, and comes back with the giant jug of water, passes that over to Mike, as well as a cup of, like, obviously doesn't have water in it yet, but an empty cup for you to use to get yourself a drink. And she says, make sure to hydrate. The sun's been beaten down pretty hard.
Copy.
Hey.
But
Oh.
Hey. Yeah,
No.
I'm gonna let you work. You seem very busy, but if you need anything, just let me know, okay?
Yeah, we'll do.
Hey, sorry about that. I didn't know you were talking to the fire marshal over there.
Oh no, it's all good. I was just trying to make sure that we all have enough water for those mud drags.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be very muddy if we don't create it ourselves with all this that's happening. It's weird, isn't it? It's not normally this dry.
Yeah, I mean, we knew we were gonna be in for a brutal summer this year. I don't think we understood how brutal, but
You're telling me.
well, I mean, hey, I know you're talking about hydrating, but I brought you one of these, and he hands you one of the beer bottles.
Vada laughs and takes the bottle and kind of holds it up. Thanks. I think
Yep.
we're all gonna need it. Hey, actually, I was gonna ask you. After the mud drags are done, you got anything going on? Like,
Shit, I was gonna ask you the same question.
well, I guess that's a no. Then.
No. It's funny, I'm supposed to get like a week off at a time from driving, and this is the week I'm off for. So, my agenda was basically see if Manon wants to do stuff. So far, not really. And then just kind of go where I please. And if you ain't doing nothing, summer sucks, but sunsets are still nice.
That they are. And I guess it's divine intervention or whatever that you have the week off this week of all weeks.
Go fig.
Yeah, sunsets are nice. You
Cool.
You want to go for a drive or something and just go catch one?
Ain't much else to do. I did just reload the cooler, so I figured I'd take the one person around here who's actually fun to talk to and contemplate things ending, I guess. I don't know why I'm laughing.
I mean, what else are you gonna do? Cry about it?
Not yet. It ain't happening for me so far. I don't know. How'd you sleep with all this going on?
I honestly didn't sleep a whole lot last night. I guess I just had a lot on my mind.
Fair.
What about you?
Like a baby.
Really?
Yeah. Which if Manon would have said anything, I'd imagine she'd find that strange. I guess I do
Yeah.
too, but I've always slept like a rock.
Suppose you're practicing for when the world ends.
If it gets me while I'm sleeping, I won't know the difference.
Guess not. That's why they call it I don't think. Never mind. I was
The
gonna
big
say that's.
sleep, the long nap.
I was gonna say the little death, but I think that's referring to something else.
Yeah. Well, well, for what it's worth, I hadn't experienced that in a while either.
Can
Yeah.
I, really quick, get a brawn check from Avada?
Me? What? Okay. Yeah, I've got 2 brawn. I have a 2 and a 6, so I think just a 6.
Yep, so the 6 cancels out the 2, so you have a success. Mid-conversation, you feel a very faint vibration from your phone in your pocket.
I quickly. I like. Avada like jumps a little bit, like as if like she was shocked by something, and I think Robert, like you kind of like probably get startled a little bit by it, and her hands go right down into the pants pocket, pull out the phone, and check.
It's a really brief message from the person you're expecting. Interesting. Not surprised that's how you would want to go out. Send me the details. New Mexico's not that far. And then
And
the
there's
second one, hope you've been well. That comes like uncomfortably short after the first, as though you're not sure if it's a follow-up that they meant to send or if it's a, oh fuck, that sounded too clinical. Here's the second text.
okay. And Avada stares at his phone for like a little too long, and then this is not the time, like thinks like this is not the time, like puts it back.
If you need to take that, I can
No,
go see what
I
Manon's up to.
actually no, I think it's sunset and a beer would be really nice today.
Cool. I will. I'll pick you up after the festival. I just got to make sure my kid doesn't. I normally say make sure my kid doesn't die, but anyway,
Well, I mean, she's with Jack, so I think she'll be okay.
she'll be something with Jack for sure.
A little bruised up, maybe, but she won't die.
Yeah, kid could use it. She's been indoors for so long with her mom.
Yeah. Are you gonna wrestle, by the way, today?
My wrestling days are behind me. He points at his knees. Ever since what happened last, like what, 6, 7 years ago? Shit, no way.
You sure we can't drag you in for one last one?
I hear what you're. You know what? Fine, just for you though, and only because the world's ending.
Fuck yeah.
Only because the world's ending. Otherwise, I would not want to. But I'm trying to loosen up or whatever.
And you would all see that Reverend Johnson is passing around a sign-up sheet. It kind of got past the people that he was near them, put on a table set up by the medical tent for anyone that wants to sign up for the wrestling tournament. You see that he has not signed himself up, but Gwen Kennedy has, Mayor Marcello has, and Casey O'Brien has, as well as Gomez Perez, which is, there's a fun riff between him and his dad that they can't both win, so somebody in the Perez house has a better chance of taking it home this year than ever before. And they seem to be making an event out of whoever takes it home this year keeps it. Yeah. Would anyone else be putting their name on that list?
Begrudgingly.
Well, I can't be.
Jack does.
I was gonna say Jack definitely does, and it's going to nudge Manon to see if she does.
Okay, fine, I'll do it. And
Took no cursing at all.
and I'm sure at some point that whenever Manon is kind of feeling not like wants to feel something good and they're not in a good place is usually when they hang out with Jack, because Jack tends to be the one that makes Jack feel more or less loved in the way that she wants to be and given like the attention that she kind of desires, whether Jack knows that or not. But I'm sure at least Robert would get that vibe since she hasn't spoken to him and has only been like attached to the hip with Jack.
He just kind of nods at you in line.
She looks kind of like oh, you're ooh, at the thought of her dad doing mud wrestling.
Hey, I used to be pretty good at it. So I met your mom in the first place.
Oh no. Yeah.
She turns around just like ugh.
I like to think Jack when I say that. Jack knows full well that's not how Carla and I met.
Jack is
What-
hiding a snicker.
Well, when you do like that vomit sound, in the distance you hear Mike shout, "Are you okay?"
I'm fine, it was a joke.
Not a funny joke.
Mike, are you
Another
mud
one.
wrestling?
Stay hydrated.
What? No, I have to man this booth.
Are
Um,
you sure? Jack goes to write an M.
I'm sure. Can we say,
Francis
as
Kennedy.
you're doing that, Jack, you actually look at the paper and you see somebody had written Mike's name already.
Oh.
Um, yeah. I think in my head, which might be reality, I think Greg did it just to get back at him the other day.
Fair enough. Is Avada putting a name on?
Yeah, can't be a hypocrite
Okay.
and, encourage Robert to sign up and then not also sign up.
I
Perfect.
think he gives you a
Then
fist bump.
Our list of participants, and thank you to this randomizer list I found that's going to make the bracket for us. We have Gwen and Greg, Marcelo, Gomez, and when they commented on the taking it home, Gina entered for both the Gomez family she married into and her own family. So
No.
Gina's playing the field here. Casey, Manning, Robert, Jack, Mike, and Avada. So
Feels like
Yo.
cheating, but okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When you get married, you can make your own choices.
Implying that you can't make choices if you're not married.
Weird thing to
Is-
say given the time limit.
All right, so who wants to marry me real quick?
Whoa.
Can you make me a
Cover
cool check
Jack's
real
mouth
quick?
immediately, like, no.
Yeah, I would love
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Do the other guys that Manon's
Jack's
been
a little
around.
too
Yeah.
old, man.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
My districts, though.
But they do it for a bit.
I'm not usually for that,
Four-
but I
four
could
and
get or
six.
Wait, when was it?
4 and 6.
Okay. You see that Greg goes to say something. He doesn't say anything, but you can't tell if it's his typical, like, in jest, if it's his, like, we need to be married because the eyes of the Lord will shine favorably upon those who have committed to marriage, or if he might feel for you.
Oh my
The kid is weird and hard to read. Mhm. Anyway,
God. Mm.
a very
Jack starts
fun and
Well, how does
googling how
Manon
quickly
feel
you can
about
get
Craig?
ordained.
Oh, she hates religion.
Yeah.
So she
You don't
would
need a religion to be
probably-
ordained.
honestly, she would if for some reason they did end up getting married,
Mhm.
she would purposefully leave him at the altar.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
With the list, there are 11. Mike, as the person that was signed up for it, do you pull out? There are people that are willing to step in, but as you were volunteered to be in it, the choice would go to you first.
Voluntold.
All told. Me, Ross, yes, definitely keep Mike in there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then
So even though he
Taylor-
protests, but yeah, they don't let him.
Taylor James then will join the smallest, scrawniest kid in town against all of the adults. But hey,
And Manon.
yes, and Greg. Like, the youths are also in here, but even between Greg and Taylor James, the difference is sizable. But
I get it. Because he's
The
small. Sorry.
the randomizer has randomized, and we have a very fun first pairing: Jack versus Manon. So I'm going to have you both make me a brawn check, please.
Oh my
Whoever
God.
wins, it'll just be best of one round. Whoever wins will advance to the next
Cool.
round.
Sorry, what check?
That's
Brawn.
2 dice. And you know what? I think I need special dice for this. I don't know why, but I do.
It's an event. You gotta have event
Mm-hmm.
dice.
Ooh, I got a 552.
And they're going to be ducky dice.
Oh,
Okay.
cute.
Giant ducky dice.
Okay, so
That's a 4 and a 1.
okay, so the one will cancel out your 4. So Jack, you will continue through. How do you get the upper hand here? And Manon, feel free to add to the scene, but Jackie will come out victorious.
Definitely going to start it out with "Let's go, kid" and a little wink. And I'll start slathering myself with mud. Like I'm already started muddy, but I'm going to get more mud so I'm extra slippery and just hard to get a hold of.
I think if man is able to get like a grip suddenly, but then because of the slipperiness, one of the buckles on your overalls comes undone and it causes her hand to kind of like fly off and lose complete grip to allow you to get the upper hand.
Beautiful. Jackie, you advance to round 2. Next up will be Gina, who is part of the Perez family, versus you, Avada. So if I can have all NPCs have 2 points in every stat, so they'll be using 2d6 here.
I also have 2 brawn.
That's a 1 and a 2. So I think this is in your favor.
I have a 2 and a 6, so yeah.
Yep, there we go. So this is your scene. You have solo control. How would you like to control it?
Avada's tactic, I think, is more about stability. You know, it's about like trying to find. I mean, we're in the mud, so there isn't a whole lot of traction to be had. But I think she, it looks kind of silly. She's like creating tracks in the mud as like little footholds, like to have, and is using that. And at one point, I think to start, he like gets like really low to the ground to like lower his center of gravity and kind of like goes for Gina's like knees.
Okay. Yeah. No need to play fair and clean in the mud pits. Yeah, knocking Gina down. She's a very good sport about it. She entered for fun. Her son, daughter-in-law, and husband are also in the competition, and she's here for it. The next one we'll go through to it'll be Gomez versus Gwen, and Gomez easily gets the upper hand. Gwen got 2 failures. Gomez got 2 6s. And it's kind of, you can tell Gwen has been perpetuating a lot of conversation about town. The Kennedy families are notorious gossips, and not in a supportive, let's keep everyone in touch way, in a very, small town gossip sort of way. And Gomez is just really over it. The only thing anyone's talked about for 6 months is his wedding, and he's really tired of this man's opinion of the town. Goes in a little too hard, knocks him down really fast. And I think, Mike, you won't need to, but Francis does run in and like, oh, I must, and like, will like take him to the medical check to check out her husband, because no one thought that round would be over before it started.
As Mike is like treating, he under his breath he muddles like FAFO. He's just and they ask like, what was that? Like, oh, it might be a fracture, so I just gotta make sure that everything is good. Yeah.
Beautiful. Next up will be Robert versus the mayor Marcelo.
Yeah, great.
Whoever wins is the new mayor.
Jack starts up a chant. Bobbert, Bobbert, Bobbert.
Up against a 4 and a 5. So 2 successes, but only plain successes.
Not the
Can't
boober.
call your dad that.
Not the boob.
I got a 6, 5, and a 2 because I have a 3 in brawn.
You will advance then, knocking the mayor off of his pedestal, leaving his son as one of the only contenders left in from the family.
I'm just kind of like standing there, and I'm like looking at the mayor, and I offer him a hand up, and I pull him back up, and I pretend to like clean some of the mud off of him, knowing it'll do no good because I also have mud on me.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, for what it's worth, I will concede the title of mayor to you. I don't think I'd be very good at it.
Okay. The next round, Greg gets knocked out by Casey O'Brien. It's just not old, but like older, stocky Irishman knocking a teen down. He's been like he will volunteer at the fire department, but he's also like one of like the main like drivers that does the shipping. It's not like the transport, but he offloads pallets and stuff. Takes him no effort to knock this teen down. And the last one comes down to Mike and Taylor James. Taylor James only has 1d6 in brawn, so it'll be Mike versus Taylor.
I have 4d6 in brawn, so I'm
Okay.
going to
Ooh.
literally tie an arm behind my back, and I'll go down to 3d6.
Okay.
Amazing.
He got a 3,
Cool.
so
And I'm like trying to encourage him to be like, don't be afraid to go against things that are hard, man. Just do your
yeah,
best.
no, I got this. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a 5.
Yep.
So
okay.
1, 5, and 5. So 1 counts.
Yep.
as a-
Yep. Cool. He really does try his best. You can tell he was inspired, but slanky little kid not making it through.
Before he falls,
Mhm.
Mike tries to like at least take a brunt of it, so like he doesn't like
Okay.
just totally wipe out on the mud, and he, like picks him
Yes.
up. So that honestly, man, if it was 10 years ago, I think he
Mhm.
would have got me. So
Yeah, I would have
Good
been
job,
a
man.
6. So I think I would have got you 2.
yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay. Can I get 1, 2? The only one out is On. So On, can you please roll me a d6 to determine who gets the bye into the final round?
Sure. Okay. That's a 1.
Perfect. The twins will get a bye. Because you will they're up against each other next. Well, not next, but you will then go into it. Which brings us to Gomez versus Robert. You just knocked out his dad. Let's see if you can knock out the son.
Hey, son.
He's got a 4 and a 2, so 1 in each direction.
I got a 4 and a 5 and a 1.
So the 1 will cancel out the 4, bring you down to a 5. Re-roll, because yeah, that's failures and ties on both sides.
Okie dokie.
Cool. That's 2 6s.
Damn, kid. 5 and 2 1s.
Okay. Sorry, but we gotta keep it in the family.
Weird way to phrase that, but all right, son.
It's really okay. Sure. Bringing us down to Casey versus Mike.
Mike extends a hand to shake Casey's hand. He respects the O'Briens for sure. And says, good luck, sir.
You too. Mighty fine form against my kid there.
Yeah.
I think you
no.
I think you inspired him for what I'd say for the next time, but mighty fine form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. I wanted to make sure that he knew that
Yeah.
he can do hard things. So
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Let's go. Stay on the table. He did not do well. A 1 and a 5.
Yeah. So 1, 6, 3, and 6. So the 1 and 6 canceled out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Mike easily progressing through to the next round. Beautiful. Bringing us down to Gomez versus Mike. And then we'll see where the twins end up.
Okay. Sorry. Gomez is just
Gomez is the son of Marcelo. He's like the 24-year-old whose wedding is the talk of the town.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
Yeah. I guess like Mike goes to shake Gomez's hand, and he says, I know how frustrating it is to be the center of attention, so just take it out on me. All right, I can handle it.
Okay.
Cool.
And best of luck. You got this.
I
So
know.
do I. Oh, okay. Holding his own still, a 5 and a 4.
Nice. Yeah, that is 2 for 2 and 5. So 5 tie, I guess. 5 and
Yes,
4.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Roll again.
Yep. Oh, not good on his end. A 1 and a 2.
Okay. So 3, 3, 3, and 4. So I think the 4
Yeah, you still have a
Yeah.
success, so point goes to you. Yeah. He made it 3 solid rounds. His energy did not wear out. Neither of you got a break. You both went through your rounds pretty fast. You both made it through a second round pretty fast, a third tie pretty fast, but sometimes endurance beats out youth and his energy gives out. And Mike, you will move on.
Crowd is roaring. That was an exciting match.
Yeah.
Jack starts the wave.
Speaking of an exciting match, the twins, you're both up to see who will go against Mike in the finale.
So Manon is gonna look completely just like confused about who to cheer for because she loves them both. And it's like, and just starts going, yup, twins.
Like a muddy hand on your shoulder, and it's your dad, and it's like you can just say their names, you know.
Twins.
All right.
You could start just cheering for Khalil, and then technically it's for both of us.
That's
Yeah,
true.
our last name.
Twins.
Did you
Jack
have
will
water in there?
like
Your mouth just like
Jack will unstring one overall and like start stretching for more mobility. Let's
think
go,
so, mate.
older Sib. Don't go easy on me.
To make a show of it, I think Avara will also take off his flannel and kind of put it to the side as well. And she'll look at you and say, I thought you were older this week.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're going down then.
Manon's
All right,
probably
old
now
man.
confused at like, he's kind of hot.
I got a 2 and a 5.
Ooh. 4, 4, 5.
Ooh, all right, Jack, you got it.
I want to do like a. I want to play dirty, but in a sibling way, where I like. I want to say like look over there and distract you, but I don't want it to be me. The only thing I can think of is Maheen, and I don't want to do that.
No.
But something to distract you and make you lose your focus.
Yeah. And I think I do look over, and maybe it's like as I'm looking over, you like trip me, and like that's where the fall happens.
And I will pretend to like do that Captain Jack pose, arms on my hips. Older Sib wins again. I don't want to go against Mike.
Yeah, the unfortunate part of winning against your sibling, you're up against Mike.
I saw that guy at the fire station for a solid month when I worked there. He has muscle.
Oh no, he's hot.
That's what's going through Manon's head.
I didn't need to know that.
Not about Mike.
Okay. Then yeah, our bracket board shows our final 2 contestants. What's going through each of your minds as you enter in to the final ring? The mud at this point, a consistent like chutney of real dirt, mud, and grass that's been kicked into it. It was a clean pit at the start, but so much has been dug up from bodies that it's now like a texturized, uncomfortable goo. But you're both familiar with it. Having Jack one less round, so a bit more energy. But Mike, you know the field better than anyone at this point, and you have had the endurance to make it through. What's going through both of your minds?
I think Jack will have started playing Eye of the Tiger on the boombox and like gets some mud and like smears it across their cheeks and is like hyping themselves up and having a lot of fun, but is also thinking about how tense Mike was when they briefly interacted and is really hoping that he is having fun.
I think like the heat is getting to Mike. He's dehydrated. He's been out here for a while. He's not doing what he's meant to be doing, which is a stressor on him right now. The fact that you said the mud is like a chutney is like grossing him out. So like I think Mike is kind of, he's there, but he's It's like he's looking at the world as if it was a mirage a little bit. Like things are there, and he knows they're there, but he's like, are they there? So he's kind of, yeah, unstable to say the least. He actually takes off his the shirt that he's wearing because it's too hot. You can see his like like dark chocolate brown skin and um, all the stretch marks and scars from when he trained really hard to be in hockey and then to get into the firefighting brigade and whatnot. He also has some pretty significant scarring on his arms. He's kind of the metal man when it comes to the fire department. He's the guy that has all the heavy duty kind of equipment, like jaws of life and things of that nature. So he's usually the one getting in there. So that's probably where all that's from. And you see this, Jack. He's kind of in and out a little bit.
As you both enter the arena.
Hey, let's not get hurt, all right, Jack?
Sorry, say that again, Ross. I missed it.
Let's not get hurt, okay?
Yeah. Are you sure you're good? I'm just saying that like under my breath.
Yeah. This is last one, right? So let's make it a show.
Yeah. Let's get down and dirty. I'll give you a wink too.
I don't think Mike sees it. He's kind of like looking at you, but not looking at you, and he like walks back to his kind of starting position.
Okay. Braun v. Braun here, please. I'm glad it came down to a PvP roll.
I think from the sidelines there is a lot of cheering and everything happening, and Avada actually takes out like a small water bottle and starts like sprinkling it into the field as well, being to add a little element of chaos into this fight.
All right. What you got, Tori?
2 6s and a 1.
Okay. So the 6s don't cancel the 1, so you have 2 goods and 1 bad.
1 4 2 4. So
4, 2,
just a 2 and a 4, essentially.
Yeah. So Jack, you're gonna take it.
I think Jack will do similarly like with Avada, because Jack is definitely not stronger than Mike. Maybe a little faster, maybe a little slender, just trickier to pin down. I want to say Mike got close to having me, and then I was like, ow, wait, that hurts. And faked an injury for Mike just to hesitate enough, and then like I swing around and pin him.
Cool. I think in the middle of, everyone's cheering, like that was obviously a good like hip throw. Mike's not getting up.
After, I guess, so I pinned you and then you're just staying on the ground?
Yeah. Like you get up, you celebrate, you do like the Captain Jack.
Yeah, I'm definitely turning back around. Mike, you good? Hey, Mike. And I want to like kind of like pat his cheek with my muddy, grimy hands.
He's breathing, but he's like very hot.
So I'm gonna call for, fire station.
Avada,
bring the water.
Yeah, 1 sec. And
the Reverend
Chief
and
runs
Francis
over.
Kennedy are also at the medic station. They will also bring the large jugs of water.
I'll take the handkerchief kind of like off of my head and start like wiping the sweat off of his face. Mike, this isn't how I wanted to win.
He's kind of just like mumbling to himself. I think those who are familiar with it think it might be heat stroke, dehydration. So it's like concerning, but also solvable in some ways. But Mike's just like mumbling to himself in this fever. Yeah, he just keeps like saying like, There's so much. It's so slippery. This the road was slippery. There's
Oh,
too much rain. I,
Okay, buddy, you're okay. Avada, water, and I'm just gonna like I don't know. I don't think Jack will really know what to do, but we'll just keep like trying to bring Mike back to today.
Yeah. And Avada's not, a trained paramedic or anything like that. So I think she comes with the water and sees everything happening and says to Jack, "Hey, you want to help me take him to the medic tent?" And I think the
Yeah.
two of us will kind of like joint. Avada will, I think, maybe go around Mike's armpits and pick him up from there, and Jack can kind of grab from the other end, and we together. Because I imagine Mike is also like a heavy guy if he's
yeah,
that like
he's like a dense.
muscular. Like, yeah, he must be so heavy.
Yeah.
And so the two of us kind of pick him up and bring him over to where the firefighters, paramedics are.
Yeah, Mike's got it all set up well. There's like a cot. There's already a cooler with ice ready to go, and like
Not him being the first one to use
yeah.
it.
So,
he's taking care of everybody but himself.
To kind of give you all a chance to get Mike out of the way, Mayor Marcella will have like a change of clothes that most people in town would have thought to bring, especially those who knew that they were going to compete. It's still covered in mud, but it's like the shirt has been changed out. Like there's a fresher pair of pants, cleaned up in a bit. We'll make sure that Mike is well taken care of, and I'll give Jack the reward later. Everyone else, if you want, we got some food over here. The O'Briens have made their food. It's out on the tray. You can all go over here and like gestures like the other side to where like a buffet has been set up to like get the attention off of that scene. For as much as nobody would want to be intrusive here, it's a public event with a large scene in the middle, and eyes are lingering until somebody of power adjusts.
would it make sense if one of the Kennedys are trying to help, just to like be in the middle of it,
If
or would they be
Francis wasn't aiding Gwen, who you said fuck around and find out to, I'd say yes. But Becca could be their daughter. She's not as much of a gossip as her parents and brother are. She's there hanging out with Clara. She could be there, yeah. But the others would also be near the medical tent. So as you come back, they would definitely see you being brought fully into the tent.
Yeah. I just want to make sure like the Kennedys have fuel for their fire.
Yep. Manon and Robert, what do you two do?
I didn't bring a change of clothes. I didn't think I'd be mud wrestling today. There's probably a pair somewhere in like the truck somewhere, just in case I would need to swap out of something because it's been a hot day. It's just kind of what you do when it's summertime. Make sure you have something back there in case you sweat through your clothes, but that's a far walk away from the fairgrounds. So I'm just kind of like a little messy. I lost pretty early in the tournament. So I'm just kind of hovering around, man, and I'm like, what are you doing after this?
I don't know.
You don't got any exciting plans or nothing with the Kennedy kid or whatever?
No. Not really.
Is there something we should be doing this week? Anything you'd want to? Well, I guess that is the thing we are doing, but kid, it's like I don't know, last week with each other or whatever. So if there's anything you've always been curious about, or like if you got to be stuck in Wilcot, I want to at least make sure you're enjoying yourself on the way out.
I guess that depends on if you can show any emotions.
Just kind of like nods a little bit. He's like, well, I'll work on it, I suppose.
If I remember right, I think you said that to Mom a few times, and then she left.
Yeah. It's not been my strong suit.
Clearly.
Listen, all this is to say is that I'm trying to make sure you have a good, well, as good a time as we. Yeah, well, keep me posted. I don't want to be worrying about you or nothing. So, actually, Vara and I are probably gonna drive out, watch the sunset. I don't know if that's something you'd be interested in, or
I don't feel like being stuck in a tin can that smells of stale beer.
yeah, I ain't stale. All right, I will. I'll catch you at the hotel.
Yep,
If
sounds
you
good.
if you need anything, you know what my number is, and
She's gone.
all right.
Okay. Then in the medical tent, anything the three of you are doing together?
Oh,
No, go.
nope. I think this might be a little out of Jack's wheelhouse. I think they would try their best to bring Mike back, but might kind of fall into thinking Avada might be better suited for that. And I think Jack will be kind of eyeing the Kennedys who are there, making a little small talk just to make sure they're not being too nosy to give Mike some space.
Avada is, I think, again, like not trained as a paramedic and doesn't really actually have very much knowledge in this regard. I mean, his skill set is better suited to people like to drunken people who have drank a little too much rather than heat stroke. But she is around, and I think like if the medics need an extra hand with something, like she's there, and more than anything, like if she can't be helpful with actual like medical tasks, like she's just there so that Mike has company, not in a like crowding sort of way, but just like within arm's reach so that Mike doesn't, when he kind of comes to again and comes back to a more regulated temperature, that he doesn't feel like everyone else just kind of abandoned him, you know.
Yeah. Then in that case, I think Reverend Johnson will take the lead on stabilizing, restoring. We'll look to you, Jack. Hey, can I take your bandana for a bit?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And
Totally.
like take it, fill it with ice, and then like put it beneath the back of your head to give you a a cooling thing to rest on, and then just start hands you probably about a water bottle. Like you're good with a pace in a drink. Can you just make sure he takes a sip every 3 to 5 minutes here? Not too big. If he starts choking, turn his head to the side. Just bring the temperature down. If that ice melts, replace it, and turns on like the fans that have been like brought in and plugged in. Would take probably about 10 minutes to Mike, unless you have another way you'd like to wake up either early or something. But about 10 minutes later is when your body would start to regulate.
I think Mike would be like fighting through it and just kind of trying to whisper, like, ice, armpits, ice neck, ice groin.
And every time Mike gives an instruction, Avada will move the ice to the intended location. I think when Mike says ice groin, Avada kind of like raises an eyebrow at him and says, "You sure you don't want to take me out for dinner first?"
And then Mike whispers, like, very funny, Lizzie. And he's just like in and out at that point.
Yeah. And Avada, I think like there's a second where his smile like catches because he realizes the name that Mike has said and like turns to will look at Jack, who is like nearby making small talk with the Kennedys. I'm checking to see if Jack heard what was said.
I might have. I think I would be checking in to make sure Mike was okay, and I'll just give like another soft, sad smile and like a reassuring, like, you're doing good.
And I think at Lizzie, Avada will just kind of like furrow her eyebrows and give Jack a little bit of a worrying look, but then goes back to Mike and, as if nothing was wrong, is just going to ice him in all of the appropriate places, even his groin, even though she made a joke about it. She's still going to do it to bring Mike back to regulated temperature.
Sorry, it's just that's heat stroke. Like those are
No, I understand. I'm just making a big deal about it because I think it's funny and it
Yeah.
would lighten the mood, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think Jack will start like fiddling around the tent too and start singing softly some songs that they heard Mike sing with Lizzie and the twins. To give some familiarity.
Yeah, so Mike is a quarter Filipino and his dad is like Afro-Mexican. So like I think there's a lot of R&B in that household growing up. So like, I don't know, Boys to Men, that kind of thing.
I have to say, Ross above table, my dad is African American and my mom is Filipino.
Oh, well then Mike is you.
I love.
Yeah. I just like I was trying to piece together like what made sense for him, and that really like landed. So that's awesome. Yeah, a lot of like R&B. There was some OPM, like original Filipino music, but like mostly all of that 80s 90s kind of jam.
Okay, I googled it and there's this Boys to Men song called "Doing Just Fine," and I'm gonna start singing that one.
Oh, yeah. Also, the offer of like plugging in the boombox into the like the loudspeaker of the fire truck is still there. So if like Jack wanted to do that as well, that's still available.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And if the music shifts to be weirdly specific as I'm trying to bring back Mike to today's world, no one else mind that. There'll be a sudden shift in music.
And time passes, the meals are had, things are brought over to those restoring Mike. It would only again be like 10 minutes before you're starting to be more conscious, probably another half hour before you would feel safe as a medic, knowing your body, to get up and engage to the capacity you'd feel comfortable with.
I think Mike knows that, but knowing and acting is different. So he sits up immediately.
Yep.
I was going to say, most medics, nurses, doctors, they don't even follow their own advice.
Oh, I'm aware. As someone who works in the medical field, there's a reason I'm saying what you would be aware and then what do you do with it.
Yeah.
As someone that works in the medical field, I'm aware.
Oh, yeah.
Something, mechanics of the worst cars, etc.
So yeah, Mike is like propped up already, and he's like scurrying around trying to find Gatorade.
Hey. Hey, hold on. We can get you what you need. You know, sit down.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Hey, can we get some Gatorade over here?
Oh, I have my own. He opens it up. It's like the sugar-free kind. So he's like,
"This is Oklahoma. We got Soonerade."
Yeah, it's true. So he's just like trying to get the electrolytes back in, and he's like kind of slapping his face just lightly, not like in a self-punishment way, but just trying to get back into consciousness. It's too similar to him waking up in the morning, I think. Cool. Is everyone? I was out. Anyone get hurt in that time? I just need to make sure that's all in the report. And
I don't think you have to worry about a report. I think your colleagues can handle that, no problem. But no, everyone else is cool, right, Jack? Yeah, nobody else got hurt, right?
All good here. 2 thumbs up. You didn't have to go that easy on me, Mike.
No, you no, you got me. It was a good hip throw. I'm happy to have lost to the forever champ. Did you get your trophy? Did the mayor skip out on you?
Yeah, no, I'll get it later. No worries. I just wanted to make sure you're all good and all set.
As you say that, he kind of just yells, "Marcelo!"
Glad you're feeling better.
And he mouths trophy.
We'll give a glance to you, Jack, like, good, yeah.
Good enough.
Yeah, he's got a
And we'll wave you out to like where like everything is coming to a close. It's not quite sunset, but it's right when the sun starts to go down. And it's like, yeah, I guess for the last time, but also a unifying time, because we know we all won today. We all came together, like gestures to Robert, even people who swore it off 6 years ago got back in there, gestures to his like now married children, like there were new families getting in there together, and even gesturing to Taylor James, like, and even some people who tried a new thing. I think we all really came together, and Jack, you earned this one, and pulls out from like just the box of stuff a wood slab that is clearly like 3 2x4s all like stapled together with like wood staples that over time has had, like, it was originally burned in like Mud Pit Champion, but it's like faded, and so Sharpie is redone on it every year, and the edges are rounded, not in a pleasing way, but in the way that like wood that's handled a lot gets smoothed and edged down. And you are handed this trophy that has been passed through the people of town as long as you can remember, as long as anyone here can remember.
I think Jack will give a soft smile and kind of flash back to when Palma won this when they were a kid. Kind of look at it, be like, sick. If anyone wants a photo with this, it'll be at the backdrop of our big summer birthday blowout. See you in 5 days, 4 days. Thank you. It's an honor. And I think they start like gearing into a really long acceptance speech and will press play on their own music to cut themselves off.
On their own music.
Okay. Then as that happens, it kind of comes down. People fade out in their own time. Like there's not a hard start or a hard end, but there is that moment of, yeah, we're gonna head back into town. Like we're gonna, oh yeah, like let me carry the dishes with you. Oh, you don't have to. No, like, and everyone trying to out polite each other. Nobody really wanting to clean up, but nobody wanting to have the image of not helping. And as things are tucked into like tarps, as they're put back onto the truck, as everything is taken down, the banners are left up because there's no point in taking them down. But also maybe someone wants to come out here in the next 4 days, and why not let them have a bit more fun if they wanted to hang out? But the tables are folded, the tarps are folded, everything is returned to the proper places, and people head into town as the sun starts to set.
I think I would just make sure that Mike makes it home safe. Maybe if Manon is lingering, I'll like ask if she wants to join me just to walk him back, whether Mike likes it or not.
Yeah, I think they wouldn't let him drive home, so he has to kind of walk back. I just imagine like Mike would tell them it's okay and whatnot, and he would walk home, and you'd keep some pace behind, just to kind of
Making sure
Yeah.
the boombox is still playing, but just like on a more respective level.
Yeah, less boom but whisper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll make it back. And is Man in there as well? Kind of walking us.
They since she's not going to the whatever sunset thing, she'll probably have been roped into helping walk people and escort you back home.
Sounds good. As they get to Mike's house, he freezes at the gates, just for like there's a noticeable pause before he opens the gate, and says, "Thank you for walking me back. I appreciate it. Actually found Lizzie's old recipe book, so if y'all want to stay for a bite, I can whip something up."
She always did have really good recipes, so I don't see why not. See how you compare.
I think seeing this happen, Jack will kind of like look down and be like, I'm quite muddy after being the mud wrestling champ. I'm gonna go home and shower, but you two have fun and save me some leftovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're
definitely.
edible.
I believe in you.
Make sure you let your dad know. I want to make sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she'll just quickly text her dad, taking Mike home. And then that's it.
It doesn't send the first time you try and send it. You hit retry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It does that thing where it like takes an extra time, and eventually, after about 2 minutes, delivered shows up.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I text him. It'll be fine.
Cool. All right. Come on in. It's been a while. I remember your favorite is Paschetti, so I don't know if that's still on the list, on the menu. I can make something else.
I mean, to be fair, it is still good, but chef's choice.
Okay, come on in. Joey, cool. So when you enter, it's weird. It's like a museum. Like things are, that when you used to babysit the twins, you're familiar with the house, you're familiar with kind of the chaos and whatnot. It's like they're still living there. Not exactly, like it's kind of this uncanny valley of realism.
Like
But, like,
Stepito photograph.
Yeah, like he keeps, the mess on the art table is the same. And toys, the skip rope, there's a soccer ball that's still caked in mud in the corner. And Mike just makes his way and says, "Make yourself comfortable. I'll get dinner ready. You're welcome to help me though, if you'd like."
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of cooking, so I mean, Dad doesn't really cook, so
Yeah. Cool. I could use some help cutting up the aromatics here, and he like makes his way over. The kitchen is kind of pristine in the way that like you're kind of not sure if people eat here, but he's gets some onions and garlic and some carrots out, some celery. It's like, cut these up, make it fine. And he takes out an old recipe book, and it's kind of one of those notebooks that you build yourself, where there's like inserts and then a leather bound. So Lizzie made her own recipe book, and he's like flipping through it, and you can see tabs as you glance over of like different cuisines, but then also different like states of being, I guess. There's one tab that says like a hard day. There's another tab that says girls are fighting. There's another tab that says that's like a winky face. There's another tab, just like a few of those, and Mike's kind of just going through it. It's like, here.
And when you hand all of that over to Manon to start prepping, oh, my headset's gonna die. You will notice that she does it with like extreme precision and cleanness. It is almost beautiful to see when something is so finely done.
Yeah, Mike notices it, and he's like getting the water boiling and grabbing some tomato paste from a cabinet. Weird question with everything that's about to happen, I guess, but did you ever consider being a chef? Because that's great, man.
That's actually what I was gonna do.
Yeah, like right away. Were you thinking about going to school for it, or like apprentice?
I more apprentice. My mom still has a friend who opened a couple Michelin star restaurants, and so whenever I stay with my mom, I actually go and do prep work for him, and that's where I was gonna go.
Incredible. Yeah, my first off, so cool. At your age, I was taking care of my sister and trying to stay out of trouble, so that's awesome.
As she's picking things up and kind of like putting them in these neat little piles, it's kind of weird to imagine you getting into trouble. Girls pulling us out of it.
Yeah, that's the best kind of person to pull you out of it, the one who knows what it is. So yeah, I know I'm kind of a bit of a square. What, I don't know. How do you say it? I'm not
Weird.
very cool. Yeah. But I remember what that's like.
So what's the craziest thing you did?
Craziest thing. Yeah. Let's see. Right. So that lot, kind of a few houses or a few lots west or north, excuse me, of the general store. It's like an empty lot there, and we haven't really built anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that used to be a friend's house. Let's just say fireworks were involved. An argument happened, Roman candles, and now it's a lot. So
You set things on fire by accident
uh,
or on purpose?
let's see. The intention was to shoot them at the house, but it was not to set it on fire. So not sure if it's by accident.
So does that mean that by now becoming a firefighter, it's almost like a redemption arc?
No, this was the punishment. uh, yeah, I don't know if you remember my dad. Yeah, Mr. Antonio Floriano was not
Only a little.
he's a kind man that loved to dance and when I hated when rules were broken. It's kind of this mentality of like trying to survive, he was a immigrant, tried to make his way through, built a home, built a family, and now is dipshit kid was setting houses on fire. So you can imagine that he executed a reasonable punishment, which was forcing me to volunteer at the firehouse. It's kind of how it was a safe place for me to come back to after the whole hockey thing didn't work out.
I remember you were real good, but I do remember, I think the one memory I do have of Mr. Floriano was, I think the house, I think it was getting renovated. I remember some bare walls still, and it was just about to be painted.
Yeah.
And there was lots of music, and he had me on. She starts to mimic like having her hands held, being really small, like had me on his shoes and was dancing me around.
Yeah, I remember that too. Uh, it's funny, you were pretty young back then. Uh, but that actually wasn't my dad.
Who was it?
That was your dad. I know. Could you imagine him doing that? Is weird for sure. But we had you all over and put on some music, and it was like one of those moments where like you look around and everyone's there and you're okay. And that was that.
Can I ask you something? You can say no even after I ask the question.
For sure. The water is starting to like bubble in the corner. What do you need?
You might be one of the only people who might maybe can help. And our eyes start to kind of like well up with tears. Would you would you wait for the world to end, or would you go out on your own terms?
The water is boiling. Mike walks over, pulls a chair, and says, Em, sit down, please.
Okay. And she'll put the rest down, quickly rinse her hands, dry them off, and sit down.
Mike sits down too, and he says, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
It's not that I would do anything. I don't like knowing that I don't have control of my future anymore. And I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to do anything. Even if I did, it doesn't matter. We only have a few days and then it all just disappears. We don't know what's going to happen after this. We don't know if it's actually going to end, but even if, it does, our control is gone. And I don't know which is, I don't know, right or wrong, I guess. Feel knotted up inside.
I understand the feeling. I guess first off, our family loves you like our own. So what do you need from me? Do you need me to just listen? Do you need me to share? I'm here for you. So just, what do you need?
I don't know. I want to keep cooking. I want to. My mom responded. Well, actually, she didn't. She reacted to my message, but hasn't said anything else. Um, I wish my dad knew how to share his feelings because then, like, maybe mom wouldn't have left, and maybe they'd be together and we'd be happy. And then maybe we could have spent, I guess, the rest of this time in this situation actually together instead of apart. I don't know. I wish I could have had a future.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I mean, there's nothing for you to be sorry about. It's not like, it's your fault or anything. But I understand.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry that you're feeling the way that you do. Sorry that the best person in the house to help you isn't here. That I have to make do. I'm sorry that I've felt similar things that you have. And did I ever tell you about that night when I lost the girls?
I don't think you've ever told me yourself, but I remember seeing you.
It was Red and May's birthday. They wanted to go into OKC to watch a show, and Lizzie and her best friend's out there, so they made it a whole day. Had brunch, whatever that is, and
It's like a fun meal in between breakfast and lunch where you can have breakfast food or dinner food.
It is an unnecessary portmanteau. And they had a great time, and they went to watch Sister Act at the Civic Center, which is fun. We were trying to get the girls into like good movies. That was the one that they resonated with, the one with Lauryn Hill. So I appreciated that one. And they were disappointed that the show was about the first one, not the second one. And it started raining. And there was a bit of a mudslide. And it's one of those things where like it wasn't clear whose jurisdiction they were in. Was it Wilcot? Was it one of our neighboring counties? They're just like on the line. So it took a little bit for people to get there, and it was us. It was me. It was me. I recognized the car right away, and I ran, and I was trying to rip the door open with my own arms. He looks down at some of the scars on his arms. I remember the girls weren't. They were holding each other's hands. And Lizzie looked at me as if it's going to be okay. The thoughts that you're feeling right now is that's what I had to live with that moment on, and it is hard to navigate.
Is that why you were so worried today about people getting hurt in the mud wrestling?
Well, it's my job. But yeah. Are you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
No. You go ahead.
I don't know if this will help or, make it worse. But I remember a few times there weren't any words. But I remember my mom looking over at you and her, and I think she was jealous of the way that you two look at each other, because she knew you loved each other so much.
Are you still reading the books that Lizzie left you?
Some of them maybe like one or two, but some of the rest have notes in them that I'm afraid to like accidentally damage a page or something. I don't know. It's weird.
No, she always said that reading is the reason we read is to break things apart. So you got to read it. I say that because one of them I think was Kafka on the Shore by Murakami, and
That one just looks so well loved that that was the one I was scared to open.
it's there's a line in there that says being with her, I feel pain like a frozen knife stuck in my chest, and an awful pain. But the funny thing is, I'm thankful for it. It's like that frozen pain and my very existence are one, and that pain is an anchor mooring me here. Like in the context of the book, it's a little sad, but it also helps me stay here and not go. It's a funny way to think about pain, but it's one of the things that we do, that we can sit with, that helps us understand who we are on the inside and on the outside. It can be a friend.
Guess I never, considered it that way. So I guess I probably should read the book.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Well, 5 days worth of time. 4 days? I've lost track.
Anytime. Tomorrow, 5 days beyond time, you have a place here. Okay?
Okay. How about I finish making dinner for you?
Let's do that before we burn this house down.
Probably a good idea. And I'm sure like the stove, it's starting to kind of engulf in water. Okay, let's do it.
And as that scene comes to a close, our camera will pan a different sunset conversation, but we'll go after the break. Welcome in, Raiders. Hope you enjoyed that. Take care of yourselves. We're going to have a 5 to 10 minute off-screen break, and we'll be back. See you then.
Yeah, but-